Hey everybody, welcome to our new stylist coaching call. I'm actually coming to you from dance class, so it is loud here. There are kids all over and there's loud music right beside me in the room, and I'm huddled by the emergency exit to try to keep it as quiet as possible. So what I'm going to do, once I welcome you all, I'm going to mute myself, and then Director Lindsay Williams is going to take over and lead this new stylist coaching call. So basically what we are doing this for is to kind of give you the basics that you need to launch your business. And those of you that might be maybe struggling with your business and you need a little bit of the back to the basics encouragement, we welcome you to stay on this call as well, because it will help whether you're new or whether you've been around a while and you just need a little bit of encouragement to get things back on track. So if you have questions or concerns that are not addressed on the Zoom, we do have our team Q&A Monday at 8 o'clock. So what I encourage you to do is go to that event in our team group and comment on the post inside the event with any areas, struggles, questions, concerns, anything that you have going on. Now, obviously, if you're watching the replay, that's not going to apply to you. But if you are on here live with us right now, please go comment on that. And also, if you are catching the replay, there's likely an event coming up for the monthly team Q&A that you can go comment on. So just go to the team group, click on events, and then scroll down to find the upcoming event. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Lindsay and let her take it away.
Thanks, Danielle. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. If you can't, comment in the chat. I saw a comment coming through that volume was a little bit weird. So I am excited to lead this first new stylist Zoom as we kind of talk through things. If you guys have questions, put them in the chat. I do want this to be an opportunity that it can be a resource to you to get your questions answered as new stylists as well. So I was on last Saturday morning that we had thought that, well, Danielle had kind of got wires crossed and had thought that this call was last week. So we came on a little bit, but I want to walk through some basics for brand new stylists. And then what I really wanted to focus on today was kind of those fundamental skills as a new stylist that you are going to want to have in place to help you really grow your VIP group, get engagement. It takes a while to kind of build up that momentum in your business. So I think as a brand new stylist, we are, constantly working to try to build that momentum. So that's what I really want to focus on today. But before we get to that, I'm just going to kind of run through some things as a new stylist that hopefully you're working through with your mentor. And then if anybody has questions about kind of these logistical type of things, let me know and we can answer those as we go. So when you're first brand new and you first join, you are going to want to go into your virtual office and you're going to want to set up your own party link. And that is because we can earn Hostess rewards ourselves as Color Street stylists. So you want to always have your own link open in your virtual office or open from your virtual office and post it in your VIP group so your customers can order from that link and you will get those Hostess rewards when you close and cash in your parties. Parties can be open for up to 60 days. So I always suggest, excuse me, I always suggest to new stylists that you want to keep that party open for the party link open for the 60 days or until you hit $1,000 in PV, because that is where you're going to maximize your Hostess rewards. Usually when you cash out a party link at about $1,000, you will get roughly 25 to 30 practically free sets kind of at that level. And that is a great way for us to get free sets to earn 100% commission on, to use as incentives for hosting, or to do sales and fun stuff, kind of spoil our VIPs. You also are going to want to set up your VIP group right away and get your launch party going. So your VIP group is going to be the hub of your business. And so you either are coming to, as a stylist, you either maybe previously were a hostess or maybe you never were a hostess. And So setting up your VIP group is going to look different depending on how you're kind of coming in to our team with Color Street. If you previously were a hostess, you should have a closed Facebook group already from when you were a hostess for a party, and you can kind of revamp that group. Even if it was a year ago, you can revamp that group and make that group your VIP group, and then kind of build from there. There's lots of tools available. Your mentor should be helping you through this. Reach out to them if you have questions. We have the original graphics group is great. I use a free PixArt app to make my own graphics, but hopefully your mentor will help supply you with some fun graphics and stuff until you get accepted in that group and kind of comfortable with doing your own graphics. But whenever you kind of either revamp that group or create your own VIP group, you want it to be a closed Facebook group, and you want kind of, you want to kind of brand yourself. That's going to be really important because there's lots of Color Street stylists out there. But people are going to buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. They like what you bring to the table. They like the way, your group is ran. And that's really what we're going to focus on talking about today. But the way you do that is kind of how you have that cover photo in the group, how you're posting consistently. You're going to want to make sure, like with your launch party, you want to offer, mystery grab bags. You want to offer. So I always tell this, and we talked about this last week, but just a real quick recap. When you do your launch party, this is what I coach. Other leaders may coach a little bit differently, but this month is special because you get 5 extra sets in your kit. Normally we get 13 sets. So what I encourage people to do is take 10 of those 13 sets, sell them as mystery grab bags with some accent nails, with maybe some extra goodies or goodies from your kit for $15 a piece. So 15 times 10 is $150. Your kit will be about $150 once you include tax and shipping, depending on where you're at. So once you sell those, like, you're back to even, and you still have 3 sets left. So you're going to want to, offer, I would run your launch party in your VIP for a month, and then it'll just kind of transition into your natural VIP. But during that month, you can say, anybody who wants to support me and go to my link and place a buy 3, get 1 order, you're going to be entered in this drawing to win a free set. So one of your extra 3 sets you can use for that drawing. That will encourage people, and you can drive people to your website that way. Then you're going to have 2 more sets. I would suggest using those sets as kind of a special incentive for the very first 2 people who say they are going to host a party for you, to give them those sets. So that is really a great way to maximize those 13 sets that are going to come in your kit. Then you can, if you want to, you can reinvest that $150-ish that you're earning from your mystery grab bags back into Color Street. And that is always good. So whenever you place an order, you want to place it through your link too. So when you do that, you're getting your 25% discount or up to 35% enhanced commission. And you're getting your buy 3, get 1 free. So you're starting to build your hostess reward. We talked about that last time. We talked about really getting grounded in your why. Why are you doing Color Street? What's important to you? What are your goals? And kind of being able to make sure we go back to that when, maybe you're having, a rough week, a rough month, and eventually you will. But have kind of some of those bumps in the road. But over time, it's definitely worth it. Another piece is cultivating your story. So going live in your group is going to be so important, because it will, not only boost your Facebook algorithm and make sure that your content is being seen more, but it is also, your way to, I told you, people want to buy from you because they know, like, and trust you. Well, how are they going to get to know you unless they see your face in your group, right? And so they're going to see your face in your group when you go live, when you post pictures of yourself, when you, kind of bring your own self to that group. So I always tell people, like, as soon as you're comfortable going live, even before your kit comes, you can go live and be like, hey, I just joined Color Street 5 minutes ago, and we're going to do a launch party right here in this group, and just tell people like, this is my story, like my story. I fell in love with these nails. I used to go to the salon, spend lots of money, found out these were much more inexpensive. I got hooked, felt like I was a walking billboard for Color Street, and boom, I decided I'm going to share them with my friends and family. I had a great time, sold over $600 in nails in my first month. I have not looked back. Like, it can be short and sweet. Your lives can be short and sweet, but you want to bring that to your group. Okay, so those were kind of some of those initial things that you're going to want to do when you get started, as well as making sure you download the Color Street app. There's tons of good trainings there. So I'm going to kind of pause there and see if there's any questions about any of those logistical things. And then we're going to kind of get into a little bit more meat about the building up your customer base and engaging your group to begin with. So I'll just pause. You can put a question in the chat. You can unmute yourself. I'll give it a minute if anybody wants to ask any questions. Okay. You guys just love to listen to me talk, huh? All right, hearing none, I'll keep going. So one of, I think, the biggest challenges when you first become a new stylist, and really just in general, is how do we keep the engagement in our VIP groups? How do we keep a continual kind of pipeline of customers, a continual flow of people to business? And so when you are working to like build your VIP group up, so whether you are working from a previous party group that now you've created this VIP group, or whether it's a brand new VIP group, each VIP group kind of ends up having its own personality, its own culture. And you can kind of set that as the stylist in your group. So we talked a little bit about the Facebook algorithms, but one thing that you really want to make sure that you're doing is posting consistently. Like I try to post in my VIP 3 to 5 times a day, but I don't just want to post. I want to post things that are going to engage my VIP group, that they're going to be interested in, that they're going to want to talk about, that's going to spur conversation between them with each other. And I want to share a little bit about myself. And I don't want my group to only be nails and sales. People on it. I mean, and I'm just going to be very, very honest here. Like, they don't want to go to a group where you're constantly trying to sell them something. Like, they want to go to that group because it's fun, because they're getting to know you, because they're hearing about your life, they're hearing about all the fun stuff you're doing. They feel like they're part of a community, and then you're sprinkling in the sales as you go along. And so one great way to do that is to really kind of think about how you want to brand yourself, how you want to brand your group. And this goes down to comes down to what do you want to name your group? Maybe have your name in the title of your business. Like, my business is Nails by Lindsay VIP. I know that's very basic, that's very plain. But it has my name in it. It's my VIP group. It works for me. Some other people, will put a spin on something they do in their life. Like, I know stylists that their groups are maybe named something because they're a runner, because they're a video gamer, because they're, doing this with a sister or a friend. Like, they have cool things in their name. So whatever that might be, that's a good way to brand yourself. And then kind of think about 5 things that you want your group to be about. So basically, like, sit down, write down, and say, these are the 5 categories that I try to focus on in this group. Outside of nails. So like, for me, it's about empowering other women, being a mother, having fun, playing games, empowerment, inspiration. So that's what I try to bring to the group. So like, every day I try to post an inspirational post or 2 in my group. I try to make it an escape for people, especially, I had joined Color Street a couple months before this pandemic hit. So I wanted to create an environment where people could come, forget about the rest of the world, play some silly games, have some girl talk with other ladies, and kind of enjoy themselves. So that's what I have tried to cultivate in my group. But when you kind of think about what are those areas that you're going to focus on, it will help kind of develop what your content will be in your group, and you can start having original content, because the graphic groups are great. The nail fee groups are great. They provide a lot of stuff, and it makes it really easy for us as stylists. And we want to have some of our own unique content too, because Facebook will show our own unique content more. And they like pictures. So like sometimes I will just share a random funny picture of something my kiddo's doing or something. So that is always, good ideas to do for your group. When you first start, and as you are trying to build up the connection with your customers and the people in your group, you need to kind of prepare yourself to do a lot of individual reach outs. So a lot of times I will have conversations with new stylists, and they're like, nobody's buying, nobody's interested, nobody wants to do a party. And I'll say, well, so how many people have you reached out to today? What do you mean reach out? I'm like, well, how are you trying to get parties and sales? And they're like, well, I'm posting in my group. Well, you can't just, and we kind of laughingly, lovingly call it post and pray, right? We can't just post and pray that people are going to see those posts. We have to, it takes somebody seeing something an average of 6 to 8 times before they're going to want to buy it. So we want to show our content in lots of different ways, but really what we want to do is make those individual connections. Because remember, as people know, like, and trust you, then they're going to want to buy from you. So spend the time, if you are reinvigorating a VIP that was a previous party group, go through and message every single person in that group and say, hey, Danielle, hey, Robin, guess what? I just ended up enjoying and became a stylist, and I'm so excited. And so now this old party group that you're in is now going to be my VIP group. I just want to thank you for being here. Are you still wearing Color Street? Can I, if they haven't tried it before, can I send you a sample? You want to make sure you're making that personal connection with people. You don't want to be spammy though. So make sure you don't take the same message and copy it to everybody. You want to build that relationship. So sometimes, when you're reaching out to somebody to share with them about Color Street, you might start it off with, hey, so-and-so, I haven't talked to you in forever. How's it going? Love following you on Facebook, love seeing the pictures of your kids. What's going on with you these days? And then they'll say, well, what's going on with you? And then you can share Color Street and kind of bring them into that. As you're trying to grow your group and invite new people to your group, there's lots of different ways that you can do this. Some stylists on my team and others that I have heard trainings from have had tons of success with the grow your group contests and events and giveaways. Personally, I have not had success with that. I have been able to grow my group. I have been doing Color Street maybe about 14, 15 months now. I think I have a little over 400 in my group, but most of that has happened organically. And it has happened by me individually reaching out to people. Every once in a while, I'll kind of go through my friends list and see, who do I know that's not in my group, and I'll send them an invite. And then if they accept, I'll reach out to them individually. When I do parties, I make sure I friend the guests of the party and then invite them to my VIP group. And that's kind of how you can organically do it. But you need to kind of be prepared, at least initially, to really kind of dig in and do a lot of those individual connection pieces. So the individual connection pieces, posting with consistency, going live in your group, not being all nails and sales. Something else that I still do, but what helped me a lot when I was getting started is follow-up is so important. People say the fortune's in the follow-up, and that is so true, because when you provide that good customer service, people are going to keep coming back to you for one. I like to follow up because if people have trouble with applications of their nails, you can do troubleshooting with them. Or, sometimes you send samples and people don't try them. And again, 6 to 8 times, When I first was given samples of these nails, I didn't try them. So it took a while for me to actually do that. And you're not being annoying when you follow up if you, are just kind of in a matter of fact kind way about it. And people get busy and they forget, and they're not sitting at home waiting to get your samples, waiting to get your nails in the mail. People have busy lives. And then, next thing you know, whatever. Kids are crying, there's an emergency work call, you gotta, take your dog for a walk, whatever, and then you forget about it. So following up like that's important. But when I first started, and still today, when I follow up with people and they like their nails and they're loving their nails, I personally invite them to post a nail fee in my group, or to post a picture of their nail mail. Like if I send them a little goodie basket and they get some little goodies with it, I'll say, would you mind posting that in my group? And when you can get your girls like in the habit of posting their nail fees, their nail mail, their stuff in the group, they like doing that. They like getting the attention for that, and they're promoting you and they're driving your algorithm because you're not the only person posting in your group then. Getting parties. So I hear that getting parties can be a struggle for new stylists, really for all stylists, but you can get in this kind of momentum. And my favorite way to get new parties and to build my network in general is from parties to parties to parties to parties. So like you need that one person to host a party for you. And then you can use that party to get more parties booked, to get more people into your VIP, and they'll lead you to more people and they'll lead you to more people. And then your business kind of blooms organically from there. There's lots of different ways to do this. Remember, if you are brand new and you have those 2 extra sets in your kit that you can get for your first 2 hostesses, like really you just need a couple good hostesses that are going to lead you to more people, and you can kind of ride that wave for a while. I like to do booking games in my parties. And if you don't know what a booking game is, you can look in the graphics group, you can ask your mentor, you can look in Team No Excuses. But what a booking game does is, you're basically telling people, hey, everybody who plays this game is going to win a prize. But you got to do whatever your sticker says. So you might win a prize, you might win a party, but so people know that when they're going to play, if they pick a party, they're going to have a party. So that's a fun way to get new parties. Another way is if you do a game, and you can do this in your VIP group too. You can say, I don't know, you can post whatever you want to post. You can say, do you like Coke or Pepsi better? I'm going to randomly pick 3 people that comment on this post to win free accent nails. And then you can kind of go through and pick. And maybe I really want Bina to host a party for me. So then I'm going to message Bina and be like, hey, Bina, you won these, free Tuesdays. Congratulations. And she'll be like, oh, wow, I never win anything. That's awesome. And then you can be like, but guess what? Today only, I will upgrade you to a full free set if you want to book a party with me this month. And then she'll be like, wow, okay. And most people, if you're going to upgrade them from like a Tuesday to a free set, they'll host a party for you. They like that carrot. So you can do that within your VIP group. You can do that within party groups. You can, get parties that way. If your VIP is stale, or if you're just getting started and you're doing your launch party, do a girls' night in within your VIP group. Get the ladies chatting and, have some sort of booking special within that game. But we really are in a, and I always tell people, our business is simple. The pieces of network marketing, the pieces of being a color street stylist are simple. We are about sampling, networking, parties, and then follow up. Sampling, networking, parties, follow up. These are simple, easy things to do. It's simple to reach out to 5 people a day and ask them if they've tried Color Street and if they'd like a sample. It's simple to put some twosies in your wallet, and when people compliment your nails in public, give them a sample and give them a business card. It's simple to reach out to 5 to 7 people a day to follow up to see if they like their nails. Maybe you're not reaching out about Color Street. Maybe you're just kind of checking in with your VIPs and saying hi. But reaching out to people, it's simple. Hosting parties on Facebook, it's simple, but it's also easy not to do. So that's, something I try to underscore with people is these things that are simple and easy to do that over time will lead you to exponential great success are also simple to not do, because we all wake up and we have those days where life is crazy, work is crazy, kids are crazy, something happens, and then we don't do those small things. So the consistency piece is going to be so incredibly important in building your network and maintaining it. And so when we talk about like momentum for your business, so I want to give you guys another analogy. I love analogies. So I want you to think about a train on a train track, right? If that train is completely stopped and there is maybe like I don't know, a 2x4 on the track in front of it, that train is not going to get going, right? But let's say that train is going down the track 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour. You can have like a brick wall in front of that train and it's going to crash through it. And that's the power of momentum. But you have to get that train started. You have to get that train going. And then once it's going, once it stops, it becomes hard to start again. So when you're doing, those initial sampling networking party reach outs, like you are building momentum in your business. And so you can keep that going. Once you get that going, you can keep that going pretty easily. But if you stop, you're back to square zero. So I think that's something that's really important to kind of understand as a new stylist too. So I know I said a lot right there. I'm going to pause and see if anybody has any questions, thoughts, things they want to share. Somebody told me once to wait 10 seconds. Okay. So those, I had taken notes about everything I wanted to share today. I think I hit them all, and I think we're within our 30 minutes that I was trying to keep this to. So I'm going to check the chat and see if we have any questions in the chat. I don't see any. So if you guys do have questions, you can definitely drop them in the comments, or you can drop them in the event Danielle was talking about, and we can answer them in the Q&A. We really have a great group of leaders in Team No Excuses. No matter who your upline is, you are well supported. So please feel free, to reach out if anybody has any questions. Danielle said it's so loud in here, she's not going to unmute. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. And I think Danielle will end the call for us then. And thank you all for joining us today.